back to my channel. My name is Queenie for those who don't know me, and we're gonna do a first impressions of the Love is Blind cast. So before I get into it, please make sure to like this video, subscribe and hit the bell, and leave a comment down below. I know the cast has been released for a while now, but I like to get a little blurb of all the people so we can talk about more than just their jobs, okay? Let me pull that up. If you are unaware, the new season comes out September 22nd, so be ready. Let's start with the women. The first woman, what a gorgeous girl. The first woman we have is Aaliyah. She is 29. She's an ICU travel nurse. About her, Aaliyah flies all around the country for work, but when it comes to love, she's always missing her connection. Look at that wordplay. That was good. She's been living the single life for more than a year and keeps meeting men who aren't truly ready to commit or lack honesty, loyalty, and consistency. Girl, yes. Aaliyah's dream guy is an intellectual foodie who can feed her stomach and her mind. If she can stop overthinking, the pure, gentle relationship she's seeking could be right around the corner or through the glowing blue wall. Okay. I like her. I like her. I know we've been asking for some dark-skinned black women, so thank you, Aaliyah, for representing. Okay, thank you very much. Next, we have Estefania. I think that's how you say her name. She's 30 and she's a teacher and a dancer. About her, Estefania is looking for a guy who can oh gosh. Okay, I see what they're doing. Looking for a guy who can 1-2 step up to the plate. That was cute, Netflix, but it's okay. We don't have to do the wordplay for everybody. As a high school teacher who also teaches dance in her free time, she's ready to meet a man who matches her hardworking energy. But Estefania admits she's been too picky in the past. She's not looking for any specific type in the pods and is willing to let the experiment work its magic. Well, if you're admittedly too picky, I think that's going to reveal itself. I don't think this whole I'm just looking for anything is going to be the reality, but let's move on. However, she has no patience for men who she has no patience for men who are controlling or dirty. Well, that's true. So hygienic, caring, and faithful gentlemen to the front, please. I hear you on that. Next is Chandra. Hey, Chandra, come on, legs and hips and body. Come on. Chandra is 32. She's a flight attendant. About her, Chandra is a flight attendant who's used to catching flights, but these days she's intent on catching feelings. Okay. She's looking for a guy who gives her that spark. While she can be overly critical, especially of guys who aren't like her dad. Oh. Chandra is seeking a connection beyond looks and based on personality. Chandra, you're looking for a man like your daddy, you're a daddy's girl. That might be an issue. That might be an issue. Not like an issue, but when somebody puts their father on a pedestal, even in the relationship, it feels like they always default to like, well, this is what my daddy would do, or let me get permission from my daddy before I do. Like, I don't know. Could be reaching, but you know that's what we do here. Okay. But as a natural problem solver, she needs her forever partner to take accountability for their actions, as guys who cannot admit when they are wrong just won't cut it. Okay, Chandra. Next is Maris. She's pretty. 30, an HR specialist. Maris, who's only ever been in one serious relationship that ended unexpectedly after 6 years. When did it end? When did it end? One relationship for 6 years. She's 30. You've been with him since you were 34. If it ended recently. I don't know. Okay. Since then, she spent the past 2 years. Oh, I should have just kept writing. She spent the past 2 years searching for a guy who can deal with her strong will and won't make a fuss about her hair getting everywhere. First and foremost, Myra is a family-oriented person who'd love to bring her future husband along to crawfish boils with friends and to Lao New Year's celebrations with family. And if he ever gets hungry, one of Maris's best qualities is remembering to bring food home even if he didn't ask. Oh, okay. All right, that's cute. Next, we have Paige. She is a 32-year-old stylist. Being too nice to the wrong people has led Paige astray in her past relationships, but she's done letting people take advantage. Kindness is key, as one of the biggest turnoffs is people who are mean to waiters and staff. Come on. I agree with that. If you are mean to service workers, immediate turnoff. There is no coming back from that because that person didn't do nothing to you. If they did do something, well, that's a different conversation. But like when you get mad at people in service to you, I have issues with that. So I'm with you, Paige. I'm with you. Ultimately, she wants someone who loves the way she loves. I already like Paige. Yes. Which means leading with a big heart, having genuine respect, and making true commitment to each other. Yes, Paige. Yeah, that's my girl. I like her. Next is Renee. She's a 32-year-old veterinarian. Renee feels like she's been single forever as she's been extremely focused on her career in the 5 years since her last major relationship ended. Now she's ready to step into a new chapter and straight into the arms of a very manly guy, beard preferred, who can get down with her homebody lifestyle and menagerie? I've never seen that word in my life before. I'm assuming a plethora of pets. But Renee knows that she'll have to fight her tendency of being overly picky to start a family with a live-in hubby. That is, if she can keep track of her dates, as she had a habit of forgetting people's names. Girl, come on, Renee. Renee, what are your redeeming qualities at this point? She's been single 5 years. That's fine. Coming off of a major relationship. She wants a very manly looking man. So a beard preferred. She wants him to be a homebody, but she's also picky and she forgets people's names. Like, I don't know about you, Renee, but let's keep going. Lydia is next. She's a 32-year-old geologist. As a geologist, the only rock Lydia isn't familiar with is the one she wants on her finger. Netflix, that was good. That was good. After turning 38, Lydia is now emotionally mature enough to be married and wants to find a tall, dark, and handsome guy with a big personality who feels the same way. Now, is this the real tall, dark, and handsome? Or is this the white people's version of tall, dark, and handsome? Because white people in the chat, you guys know that that does not mean dark. The dark y'all mean is brunette, not skin color. But let's move on. But fair warning, she has zero patience for men who can't communicate, as the key to her heart is transparency and emotional maturity. I'm with you, Lydia. Lydia hopes to take a step closer to her family. Oh, no. Lydia hopes to take a step closer to her happily ever after by locking down a forever kind of love, not based on looks. Boy, girl, you just said you wanted tall, dark, and handsome. How does that make any sense? But on a commitment to overcoming any obstacle together. Yeah, Lydia, that's a little bit contradictory. It's a little contradictory, but it's okay. Let's move on. Next, we have Erica. She kind of looks like Marshall's girlfriend, Shay. Marshall, you could have just waited out for the next season. They're the same age too. She's 27. Erica's 27. She's a marketing manager. We know he loves to manage, child. 3 years. Let me stop. 3 years of dating app disappointments have pushed Erica to take the leap of faith and enter into the pods. I feel you. No matter what unfolds, she's unwilling to lower her admittedly high standards because, to put it simply, she's a catch who's not going to settle, period. Erica wants a marriage as strong as her parents so she can experience life's highs and lows with a partner and best friend. But she has a specific guy in mind, one who's ideally funny, outgoing, obsessed with her. Cocky guys who only talk about themselves should not even bother. I mean, I'm with you on the last part, but the whole obsessed with me thing, I'll give you a try, Erica. It's okay. Next, we have Miriam. They heard the complaints this season. Okay. Miriam is a 32-year-old scientist. Judge a book by its cover and you might just miss all that Miriam has to offer. She's a scientist with an impressive career in the pharmaceutical industry. She usually seeks an emotional connection before developing much stronger feelings. So Love is Blind is Miriam's ideal way of meeting her future soulmate. But not just any guy will do, as she's looking for a sincere, driven, and successful person who will put in genuine effort. While Miriam doesn't really have a type, she hopes the pods will at least have some older and taller. While Miriam doesn't have a type, she hopes the pods will at least have some older and taller guys. I cannot even lie to you, Miriam. That is a valid concern. Because these past 2 seasons, there have been a lot of young guys, and I'm so sorry, not to say that they're not ready for marriage, but the women tend to be on the older side. So what are they going to find in these pods? The men be in their late 20s, and these women are mid to late 30s. I mean, she's early 30s, but still, yes, some older men and taller. You know, your girl's 5'10", so. Next is Stacy. She's 34. See, mid to late 30s. She's a director of operations. Stacy has only been single less than a year, but she's ready to push herself to open up and be vulnerable and find a man of her dreams. In the pods, she's seeking a family-oriented she's looking for a family-oriented, outgoing, and driven individual. Stacy needs someone who can keep up with her in the gym, as she's a former college athlete who teaches Pilates in her spare time. Okay. She's seriously turned off by one-uppers who don't have an awareness of other people. Oh, okay. I'm with you on that. Because why are you always trying to be the better person in the room? Like, you let other people be great. That's okay. I hear you on that. I hear you. And if Stacy does find the one, he'll have to be accepted by her family, as gatherings for games over the holidays are major events and get super competitive. Okay, Stacy. Not mad at it. Not mad at it. Miss Johnny, the girl that we have seen for the last 2 months now. She's a 32-year-old lawyer. Johnny is proud to be a contestant. Oh, wow, I'm dumb. Johnny is proud to be a constant work in progress, because that means she's always growing. As a lawyer, Johnny has had tremendous success in her career, but hasn't been as lucky in love because she always seems to pick the wrong kind of man. Her usual type is slightly younger, pretty boys, but she's coming to the experiment with an open heart and mind. And while she has a habit of being indecisive, she needs a guy who knows exactly what he's looking for. Nothing wrong with that. Next, we have Linda. Linda is 32 and she's a talent acquisition recruiter. It's family over everything for Linda, who comes from a big, loving Nigerian family who wants to see her find her perfect match sooner than later. You know what? Linda might redeem it for the Africans. Linda might be our savior, because the African men, have not been pulling their weight. Okay? So Linda, girl, please do it for us. Oh my gosh. Linda admits she's been overly picky in the past when it comes to love. Oh my God. And her mom more than agrees, wanting her daughter to look beyond the surface and connect on a deeper level. Shout out mama. Linda is finally ready to take the advice and find a respectful, loving, and family-oriented life partner. Linda says that expressing herself is a strong suit, but she can also shut down at times if she's not feeling heard. It's giving stubborn. Linda, please. Linda, honey. Mercy. All right. Myra. I'm not quite sure. Is next. She's a 25-year-old minister. Interesting. This is different. Prayers up, because Myra is hoping to find a Ryan Reynolds lookalike who loves God just as much as she does. Okay. As one of the first Hispanic ministers in the Southern Baptist Convention, Myra is extremely devoted to her faith. Amen. Now she's bringing it to the experiment to find a marriage-minded guy to spend the rest of her life with. I mean, as a minister, is it really the best thing to go on a reality TV dating show? Just a question, no judgment. All right. But after her most recent relationship ended in heartbreak, Myra says that she has to stop allowing things to be okay when they aren't going forward. Now she knows that her perfect match is a guy who ends up sacrificing compatibility to make it work. Hold on, let me read that again. Now she knows that her perfect match is the guy who ends up sacrificing comfortability to make it work. I mean, to a degree, but okay. Okay, let's move on. Taylor is 26. She's a teacher. 4 years being single has left Taylor so tired of dating based off looks when all she's been seeking is a soul connection. In the pods, Taylor is laser focused on meeting her future husband, who she says must be honest to a fault. Oh, and at least slightly taller than her. Lying is her ultimate deal breaker. Same. As past exes haven't exactly been faithful. Ooh, my legs are going numb, guys. Mercy. And should she leave the experiment with a ring, she can't wait to deck the halls with a partner because Christmas is her absolute favorite time of year. All right, on to the men. First, we have Robert. He's 30. He's a special education teacher. After 2 years of being single, Robert is done playing games, except when it comes to family game night, which he hopes to enjoy with his future wife someday. Timing and commitment issues have been the biggest roadblocks to finding the right person to fill his life with unconditional love. I don't know why, but so far Robert seems problematic. Let's move on. Robert is all about looking on the bright side through ups and downs. So someone who nitpicks when things are grand is an immediate turnoff. So when things are good, that's what he means by grand? Okay. But an honest, loyal, and loving person will immediately catch his attention in the pods. And if she has a good smile, provided he gets to see her, it's game over. Ooh, next is Izzy. Izzy looks like, you guys know that show? What was that show called? It was one of them ABC Go shows or whatever, like the guy who was the nanny. Jeez. When I think of it, I'll put his picture up here. He looks like that guy. Danny DeVito? No. Let me shut up. Izzy is 31 and he's in sales. It's okay. It's okay. That's okay. Izzy is proactively searching for a forever type of vibe, and has gone on 2 or 3 dates a week for the past year and a half. Izzy. But he's yet to meet his perfect match because he's often not on the same page emotionally with his romantic partners. Izzy's dream girl would be able to join him in the gym or on the beach for sand volleyball, so athletic women are top of mind. And if she's a blonde, and if she has blonde hair, colored eyes, blonde hair and beautifully colored eyes, it's a plus. Now, we all know what he means by blonde hair and beautifully colored eyes, but aren't all eyes colorful? Brown is a color. I digress. But most importantly, Izzy hopes an open-minded, good communicator who can love him unconditionally is waiting for him in the pods. Izzy, it's a no from me, dog. It's a no from me. Chris is next. He's 28. He's a project manager for commercial and retail development. Chris has a history of going for the wrong women. Oh, I was going to say, Izzy's best bet is probably, what's that girl's name? What's her name? Jessica or something? What was her name? Where are you, sis? Oh, her name was Stacy. It was Stacy, right? Yeah, I feel like Stacy would be his best bet. But let's keep going. So Chris, 28, project manager of a commercial and retail Project manager for commercial and retail development. Good God. Chris has a history of going for the wrong women, but he's looking to break the pattern by falling in love with his best friend in the pods. Bottling up emotions and communication issues have hampered past relationships, with his longest one spanning 3 years. Since being single, dating apps have left him frustrated, and Chris only matches with women who seem to not be looking for the commitment he wants in a lifelong partnership. Honestly, selflessness and humor are the traits that grab his attention, and someone who wouldn't mind hopping on the back of his motorcycle. Okay. All right, Chris. I'm indifferent about Chris. Efrain is 27. He's in software sales. Efrain might be a dating app pro, but he's grown tired of connecting with women who are unable to hang out in person. Yeah, okay. And talking to multiple people at one time. It's giving undesirable, but let's move on. The experiment suits him well because he's much more comfortable diving deep into conversations than picking girls up in bars. Efrain is a very attractive guy who's looking for an outgoing, funny, and athletic woman who can join him on walks with his dog and swing by dinners with his family every Sunday. While he admits his worst habit is thinking he's right a majority of the time, he's willing to be understanding and patient for the right partner. Efrain. It's not looking good, bruv, but let's keep going. Ernesto. I love that name. He's 32. He's a supply chain manager. Ernesto typically falls for women based on looks. It seems like everybody does. Good God. But he signed up for this experiment to keep the physical out and learn a person's mind first. After years of being single and dating casually, now his sights are firmly set on marriage, preferably with an intellectual woman who can hold a conversation and appreciate his chill, lighthearted personality. But Ernesto is ready to connect with all types of women in the pods, as he can mesh with all backgrounds just as long as his dates don't come off as too clingy. Okay? Next is Connor. Connor's 31. He's a geologist. This is a second geologist. Maybe they'll connect on that. We'll see. As a geologist, Connor is used to figuring out what lies beneath the surface, so he might just be the perfect candidate for Love is Blind. After years of putting his career above all else, he's ready to find the person to share his dreams and aspirations with and make the most out of every moment they have together. But marriage is no joke for Connor, who plans to get down on a knee only once in his life. Smart, independent, and perfectly bilingual women who love the outdoors will catch Connor's attention. Bonus points if she can hold a tune, as Connor's family is very music-oriented and carols at Christmas every year. God, please don't sing. Connor, I'm begging you. Don't sing. Moving on. We then have Enoch. Enoch looks like a little cutie patootie. Enoch is 27. He's a financial advisor. Enoch has enjoyed being in his single era for the last 5 years, as he doesn't have trouble when it comes to attracting women. Okay. But he's struggled with making a connection beyond the physical, so he's hoping to dive into the pods with a loyal, passionate, and confident person who can match his energy. Traveling around the country for his previous jobs in sports made it difficult to sustain a long-term connection, but now he's settled back in Houston. Ooh! Sorry, I really love Houston. And is ready to commit to a real relationship. Enoch loves spending time in the kitchen, so whoever ends up with him will get to enjoy his cooking skills and an invite to his Taco Tuesday dinners. Honey, Enoch, if the show ain't working out, get in contact. Okay, next is Jared. He's 34. He's a university director. Ladies who appreciate a dad joke and a quirky personality will immediately gravitate towards Jared. Is it bad that he looks like a dad joke guy? Not he looks like the joke. He looks like a dad joke guy. Yeah. He has a history of going above and beyond to make his relationships work, but his past partners just have not put in the same effort. Now he's looking for a more balanced connection with a woman who loves him just as much as he loves her, because he's done compromising when he should not. In his future spouse, if his future spouse can look past his lack of detail in cleaning, they'd find a guy who wants to truly connect with someone and live life with mutual respect and compromise. Well, you won't have to compromise on your lack of detail when it comes to cleaning, Jared. What the hell? Next is Jared. Jared is 32. He's a firefighter. Jared might pose... Jared might pose in his local fireman calendars. Would this pose really? Jared might pose in his local fireman calendars, but when it comes to dating, he needs no help coming out. Oh, he needs some help coming out of his shell. In the past, Jared didn't get in-depth relationships, and they've always lacked a genuine connection. The dating scene in Houston is... Oh, so everybody's from Houston. I didn't know it was in Houston. Okay, love it. The dating scene in Houston is a bit too superficial for his taste. As he says, apps and meeting women out at bars aren't geared toward long-term commitment. Jared knows that if he can find a woman in the pods who'll be patient, he'll be able to let down his walls and show his big heart, which he counts as one of his best traits. Okay, how many more guys do we got? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Oh my God. Oh, okay. We're almost there. All right. Next up is Josh. Josh is a 32-year-old sales representative. Josh has been waiting for an opportunity like Love is Blind because all he's ever wanted in life is his wife and family. Past relationships with poor communication have left him feeling particularly unlucky in love, so he's taken the last year and a half to understand himself better. After past heartbreak, building trust is of paramount importance to Josh, whose best quality is being open and honest. Josh, I don't have any issues with you. You seem like a catch, Josh. Next, we have Carter. Hey, Carter. Carter is 30. He's in construction. Love a tradesman. As a self-described hopeless romantic, Carter. If the show doesn't work out, sweetie, okay. Carter says he's the perfection combination of naive and spontaneous to get the very most out of the experiment. And he's never been more ready for a lifetime commitment, admitting that in his past relationships, he still had some growing up to do. But now he's fully dialed into the process. And he needs his partner to do the same. His biggest pet peeve is bad cell phone etiquette. Agreed. He hopes to find a woman who appreciates his old-fashioned and open-minded attitude and can join him on the river fishing with friends. You lost me, Carter. You lost me fishing. Okay. Next is Justice. Justice is 28. He's a personal trainer. Stay thirsty. Because Justice's best habit is drinking water. Okay. And if that isn't enough, he's also a good listener who can be supportive and romantic on occasion. For the past few years, Justice has put dating on the back burner and prioritized his career. Ambition is the most important trait he's looking for in a partner, and his wife must have big dreams of her own. And with his schedule, he can't be expected to just drop important things for dating all the time. Well, how important is it to you, Justice? Sometimes you do have to drop stuff, but we'll see. Next is Milton. I don't know if this is bad to say, but Milton looks like a Milton. Does that make sense? Milton looks like a Milton. Milton is 25 and he's a petroleum engineer. Milton might be the youngest guy in the pods, but he believes he's mature enough to start looking for his future wife. Milton is typically drawn to women who are older than he is. But he doesn't have a specific type when dating. His biggest turnoff is people who have no ambition, as Milton has been laser focused on his education and career for the past few years. Now that he's back in the date, back? Where did you go? You're 25. Now that he's back at the dating scene, he's hoping not to repeat mistakes from past relationships, as he has a tendency to self-sabotage and never let people inside. Get back to your petroleum. Milton, what are you doing? Milton, don't waste my time. Last, but certainly not least, he might be the most attractive so far, is Uche. Uche is 34. Don't know why the accent came out. He's a lawyer and an entrepreneur. As a lawyer, Uche is used to letting his analytical mindset take over, but in the pods, he knows that he'll have to lead with his heart. After being single for 2 years, he's ready to switch up his dating habits, especially when it comes to putting an emphasis on physical appearance. Instead, Uche is looking to connect with an ambitious woman with a good sense of humor who'll join him to create an us against the world way of life. I'm not mad at it, Uche. I'm mad at the outfit, but I'm not mad at it as a whole. All right, that is the cast of season 5, Love is Blind. We're in the trenches again. But you know, we love it. Like, we can't even complain about the show because we're back every season. So September 22nd, like I said, is when the season is going to air. We're probably going to do the same format. I go 1 episode at a time. We might have a live here and there. We might have a spoilers live as well. So if you like spoilers, go for that. If you don't like spoilers, and it's weird that I have to say this because the title will say spoilers, don't watch the live. Because last season, some people were upset at me in the comments that there were spoilers in a live titled spoilers. So, yeah. Anyways, like, comment, share, and subscribe. And I'll see you guys in the next one.